Though I would like to welcome Marty O'Shea, our next superintendent. He is here this evening joining us for the pupil service interviews, so welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So I'm Jean Fontaine. I'm a career special educator. So I started many years ago as a paraprofessional for the Amherst Public Schools, and then moved to Southwick Tolland, where I spent, well, my first 3 years were in Amherst, and then I spent 9 years in Southwick Tolland, where I was a special education teacher and also the director of special education for Granville. I came to Longmeadow 16 years ago. And I have been a teacher, a special ed supervisor, and then in my current job, I'm the assistant principal and the special education supervisor at Williams Middle School.
I started off as a teacher. I did my student teaching at Central High School in Springfield at the high school level. From there, I started as a middle school teacher in a special education environment, Mill Pond School in Springfield. I worked there for 2.5 years as a teacher. From there, I became a residential program manager working with adolescent girls. I went back and got my master's in social work. And then I moved to the Springfield School Department. I became an adjustment counselor at an alternative school in Springfield. It was kindergarten through 12th grade. And I worked there as an adjustment counselor for 5 years. From there, I was asked by a Holyoke administrator to come over to the Holyoke schools to be an educational team leader. So I wrote IEPs there for an entire year at Kelly School. It was a kindergarten through 8th grade school. While I was there, I was asked by the principal to become an adjustment counselor again. So the very next year I did an adjustment counselor for a year. And then I was asked by the superintendent to be the principal of our alternative school, which was, I would say it was about 50% special education and 50% regular ed. So I did that for a year. I also functioned as an assistant principal in a regular K-8 school, McMahon School. From there, I was asked to be the principal of a preschool. I did that for 3 years, and then I became the principal of our alternative school, which was kindergarten through 12th grade. And from there, I ended up going back to K-8. I was the principal at McMahon School and also Metcalf Preschool at the same time for 1 year. And then I was asked to be the director of student services for the district, and I've been in that position for the past 3 years.
As we've said, we've interviewed both of our finalists this evening, and that we will be having further discussion and determining who we wish to make an offer to at our next meeting on April the 25th.
Okay, so I was going to react a little bit to a statement read at the last select board meeting about our budget. Some in the town seem to think we have made no cuts this year. I wanted to clarify some of the cuts. Some of our cuts were teachers, aides, programs, professional development, technology support, and software, just to name a few. The bottom line is this: there were things we did not fund this year, just like the town.
The MSBA is going to visit Longmeadow High School on May 11, 2016. They're coming to visit us as a potential model school. This is really quite an honor.
We had a discussion about potential of adding gymnastics. It's a very expensive sport, and well, we discussed it, and I think we kind of said we're not going to go near it right now.
Right? I don't think the conversation should go away. I hope that we continue to talk about it in this town.
The salary range for pupil personnel services, did you come up with a decision on it, or?
We did.
Yes, 106 to 116.
The middle school working group, along with Tom Mazza and 2 community volunteers who specialize in facilities management, construction, and HVAC, met with our facilities director, Dan McCarthy, and the building principals and head custodians at both Williams Middle School and Glenbrook Middle School in order to review and identify key areas of concern at each of the buildings. It was incredibly beneficial to see these things firsthand and to have others there to help discuss them and investigate them further. Main areas discussed at Williams were the roof repairs, wheelchair accessibility, the lockers, the locker rooms, the lack of storage space, the science labs, and the auditorium. Main areas discussed at Glenbrook were the roof repairs, the wheelchair accessibility, and the fluctuations in temperature throughout the building. Also discussed were the open classroom spaces. After some financial data is gathered and analyzed, I would like to schedule a middle school working group meeting in order to consider moving forward with a public forum to engage the community in discussion. So I just wanted to mention that Kim and I went to the finance committee meeting, but they're very, very detail-oriented group, and I think they did ask us a lot of good questions. They ultimately did vote to recommend the budget, which we were happy about.